listening to The Basics Show with Bay Ragni and Sick Nick Wilkinson.
Oh my God, we are so random.
And there he is with the high voice, the one and only Mr. Sick Nick Wilkinson. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? So, just so I understand this, like, stuff that we talk about, like, we can also edit stuff out, right?
Yeah, that is true, because now we are a pre-taped entity, so to say.
Okay, let me just tell you then real quick. The reason it took me so long to get onto the phone is because, I don't know if you get this on the Totally Driven site, but, like, people will, on my Teens in Crisis site, people will just randomly post, like, their own business shit. They'll just be like, my name's so-and-so from this country, and I do the same thing this guy does. You should come to my shit. And, like, I'm just like, so I messaged them back. I was like, yo, like, you don't feel the need to contact me first, or like you're just promoting your shit on my page. Like, I don't know who you are. And, like, this one lady that did it today was crazy, too. She was promoting this, like, coronavirus cure that involved, like, essential oils and prayer. And I was just like, you're fucking nuts. Like,
well, first off, that's a whole new meaning to social distancing. That's like social media marketing distancing. Yeah. Like, you know what's crazy? Like, in this whole absence that we've been gone for, 8 months now, like, I really have not paid attention to either the Totally Driven fan page or the group. But I do see, especially in the group, like, tons of people posting and promoting themselves. And I say to myself, who the fuck are these people?
I'm glad that you said that, because I delete so much of it too.
Do you really?
And I always wonder, like, I wonder if Bay is mad that I deleted that. But if it's somebody that I see, like, habitually leaves ads and I never see them tag us in anything, like, I'll just delete them usually, because I have no patience for people that don't want to help us but want to just promote their own shit. Like,
yeah, like, yeah. Like we opened the group up for people to promote their stuff and all, but like, yeah, like, I don't know, where's the mutual,
supposed to be reciprocal, right?
Yeah, the mutual slap on the back, the mutual, like, like in sports, the pat on the ass, like, or like you said, how about a simple hello? A hello goes a long way these words, especially today.
Right. That, and then, like, I have been keeping active a little bit on the Totally Driven site. Anytime I see something that I think, like, I can just repost there to keep the engagement up, I try to do that. So anybody that's died recently or anything like that, I've been trying to, throw up there to keep the numbers up.
Yeah.
Because I know eventually we're coming back.
Right, and I want to thank you for that, seriously. Like, I've just been, like, with everything that's been going on in my life in the last 8 months, I just kind of, like, a big part of that was just distancing myself from it, because
right,
due to part of the craziness, and I had to, like, block a lot of people, and I didn't, I blocked these people before I, like, took the time and went through, like, the groups and all, and deleted them out of the groups and stuff like that. So, like, right, I don't know if they're still there or not, and I didn't want to start posting stuff and have them, like, trying to badmouth me, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's been such a crazy situation and childish situation that's going on. But it's all, like, finally coming to an end, and it's all being worked out mutually, and everything's cool. And, I guess we should just say, like, if people who are tuning in for the first time to our show, which let's
do an intro, and then we'll go right into whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You do that, and
okay. So here we are. This is technically the first episode, the debut episode of the Basics Show, and this was otherwise known as Totally Driven Radio, which we were live every Thursday night for, like, the last almost 8 years. For 3 to 4 hours, we would be live, and, we'd be bringing you, not only celebrity interviews each week or entertainment talk each week, but, a look inside, the personal lives of, Nick and myself, and the crazy happenings of our lives, and, things we were into, things we were doing, and things going on. And, we just, we took a hiatus due to situations in my life, which we'll get into. But we are now officially back with the first episode, and we're going into now 3 different shows where we had the one show, which was Totally German Radio, and then we had kind of branched it off because we were getting so many music interviews, so we had Totally German Radio Rocks, where also, too, I was doing a weekly music show where it was me playing a few hours of music. But now, due to changes in platforms, specifically Spotify, you can no longer play music on podcasts because otherwise they will pull your podcast off from airing. So there'll be no more music being played, and that's kind of really sucks because especially me and Nick used to do really freaking cool and amazing countdowns each week where we would do these top 5 countdown music lists. And it was something that I think, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was something that we really brought our friendship closer because we learned so much about each other by these music countdowns.
Absolutely, dude. And the crazy part is, like, you think Spotify would find a way to just incorporate their own music library into it so that when you played it, it just counted as a play on Spotify.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We have the technology.
Yeah. You would think that would work, and most definitely they should have the technology, and all these artists truly deserve to have as many streams as possible and make, and we've discussed this many times, but to make as many pennies as they can off these streams. So every stream and every penny counts, especially in these days and times we're going through now. So again, we had the 2 shows. We had Totally German Radio, Totally German Radio Rock. So now we realigned, rebooted, recharged the whole system now. So, and like I said, we're no longer live, which we were live on the Blog Talk Radio, which we've eliminated Blog Talk Radio altogether. So we are now going to be all pre-taped episodes, and we're going to have 3 shows. We're going to have this show, which is going to be Nick and myself discussing, daily events in our life, things happening in the world, entertainment stuff we're watching, whatever it may be, which you never know. At this point, it could be multiple episodes a week we could be bringing you. Who knows? We're just going to tape whenever we want now because we can. We have the technology to do that and the time, especially now we have the time. And this show, like I said, is going to be called The Basic Show, which is Bay and Sick Nick. So Basic, which, at first it was like,
yep.
It took me a few seconds to click. And then once it clicked, I was like, I love it. Yes, let's do it. So we have The Basic Show, which we'll be doing God knows how many times a week. We're going to keep doing our celebrity interviews, which was truly a thing that put us on the map and something that was really fun for both of us, where especially we got to talk to so many people in different worlds of entertainment, whether it was TV and movies or authors or music or sports or wrestling. We covered every aspect of the worlds of entertainment. So we're going to continue doing that, and that's now going to be called Totally German Celebrity Interviews, which we'll still be doing. And then the music show, which was TDR Rocks, is now going to be called the Rock and Ragni Show. Like I said, there'll be no more music being played, but just music interviews. So, we're going to have three different shows we'll be bringing you. And something else that's changed, too, is, and I'm sure if any of our old broadcasters from our Totally German Radio network are listening, we had a network and we had, at times, up to 15 different shows on the network. We're not doing that no more. We're not gonna focus on a network or nothing. We're gonna, like, for once, be a little selfish and focus on ourselves and our own shows, and just worry about bringing you guys the best in entertainment from us. We can't waste our time and energy on worrying on other shows and other people and their content and stuff like that. We have our own product to worry about, and it kind of pulled us away from everything. And I know Nick will totally agree, and he hollered at me many times over the years about it. The Totally German Radio Network is now going to be myself and Nick and our 3 shows, and occasionally there might be some other shows popping off from either Nick and our old friend Moondog, which I'm so happy to have reunited with. I'm sure we'll be getting Janetti on here at time to time with some discussions. I'm sure me and the new woman in my life, Coco, will probably be doing some shows at some point. You never know. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of Totally German entertainment, and just a whole lot of newness and freshness. And I can't wait to bring it to everybody.
Absolutely, man. And I love the refocus, too. Like, the cutting the show into thirds basically allows for our fans. We have fans out there that are diehard music fans. and they can listen to Rock and Ragni whenever they want. You know what I mean? We have fans out there that really just want to hear from Bay and Nick. They really just want to talk about their lives. They want to talk about our struggles with, you know, weight loss and jobs and the side hustle and movies, and now they can do that with the Basics show, and it just opens up a world of possibilities. They don't have to listen to the whole 3-hour show if they don't want to. They can listen to an hour here, an hour there, an hour later, and we're just giving them more opportunities. You know what I mean? Making it easier to sort of zoom in on exactly what you want to listen to, so to speak.
Yeah, and you know what, too? Something I was really thinking about before we started taping this today was, you know, we don't even have a set itinerary today. We threw a couple topics that we were going to discuss in here. But I was even thinking, like, you know, we can, like, do one taping and just see how long we go. And then we can go through and, like, edit it down to different episodes. This way it's not so much. It's just a couple different topics now and bang it out there.
We can put polls up on the Totally Driven Facebook page. What do you want to hear about this week? You know, TV,
right.
Music, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we can be so much more interactive with our fans as well. And you know, like I said, we're just refocusing, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that refocus, too, like I said, we're no longer on Blog Talk Radio. Now kind of our central base is going to be Spreaker, which we've always been on, but we're going to be on Spreaker. And we're also going to be on, which was iTunes, is now Apple Podcast. We're going to continue to be on Spotify. Something I found out, which we were on before, and I had, you know, applied to, and I just never heard no response. And once we started putting this all back together, I found out we were on iHeartRadio. So we are on iHeartRadio as well now. Something new, which, you know, I had heard of in passing, but I've really been kind of out of the loop the last few months, focusing on other stuff, is Google Podcast. So we are now on Google Podcast, which I got to really look into and find out what the hell is going on with that and what it is. But there's some other podcast things that we're going to be signing up on as well. So just stay tuned. And something else that we were talking about, that we really want to kind of get into and focus on too, with this is not going to be just audio and you know, stuff like that. We definitely want to get into video. So, we're going to be doing some video stuff, and where me and Nick, you'll be able to see our ugly mugs each week, or however often. And I think people definitely, and this is something too that we really discovered over with the whole Facebook Live. Like, people really want to see you and interact with you, and I think this way, just, you know, I'm seeing our friends, our old sponsor and good friend of the show and good friend of us, and Carl's Cards back in my old home base over at Havertown, Pennsylvania. You know, they have their show each week that they do, This Fan View, where it's all, you know, mostly Philly sports and naturally other sports as well. If it's big news stories, they'll cover. But I've noticed the last few weeks with this whole quarantine going on, they're doing where they would do their show live from his store each week. They're now doing it through Zoom, broadcasting on Facebook Live, and there's like 4 or 5 of them on there at one time. So I really want to look into that. I think that would be something really cool for me and Nick to do with everybody and talk to everybody and have some fun with. And yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, we're just going to explore all these different options, and just, like, now's the time. And me and Coco really talked about it. Like, you know, now that we're forced all to be home and not be at work and do stuff, like, now's the time to really play with this stuff and focus on this stuff. And it's just, the saying for the past year of my life has been time to make shit happen. So let's do it, man.
Well, with that being said, I mean, how the hell are you?
So I guess we should go into the whole thing on, you know, the changes in my life and what brought this hiatus and everything else. You know, a lot of people, of course, naturally, if you're friends with me on social media, they know and they've seen, and so there's been a lot of changes in my life. And I last year, you know, and I don't even think I ever told you this story. I think I've only really told maybe Coco this. You know, there was I was married for like the last 22 years, and you know, I just truly was not a happy person in the situation, and you know, problems on both sides. You know, we're both to blame. I'm not going to say I'm innocent at all, because I am not. But so I was doing a lot of wrestling podcast interviews last year, and somebody asked me a question in one of these interviews, and it really struck a nerve with me, where it said, you know, it was something like, what do you really want to accomplish in your life, and what's really important to you now? And it just hit me, and the first thing that popped in my head was to be happy.
Right.
And you know, and I talked about this for many years. Like I had been in therapy for pretty much the last 10 years, and you know, something I'd realized was I truly was just never really happy with myself or my life, and so it was really something I just kept ringing in my head, like to be happy, to be happy, to be happy. And I just I was not happy in my marriage at all, and shortly.
But not just in your marriage, right? Because the unhappiness in your marriage, it ends up seeping out into the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you go
totally.
to work unhappy, you come home unhappy, you're dealing with family unhappy, you're on the podcast unhappy. You know what I mean? Like it really affected every aspect of your life.
You know, it really did. Where, I mean, people saw, first off, in my weight for most of my life, where I've been overweight most of my life, and in the last 20 years, I really had ballooned up where, I mean, like I think at my heaviest, I definitely was close to 360 at one point. You know, this time last year, I was pushing 340. And now, I mean, I haven't been weighed, you know, due to the quarantine in about 3 weeks. But the last time I got weighed, I was 240, which is the lowest been since 1990, which is kind of crazy. So I just so realizing that I was not happy in my life and coming to terms with that, and I just kind of snapped and turned around and told my ex-wife that, you know, I'm not happy and I need to make some changes. And you know, so, and that was in May of last year. And for months, you know, she just kept trying to get me to like turn around and commit again to the marriage and everything. And, it wasn't that I was not, you know, I'm not going to say I was more committed to finding myself at that point and finding what's going to make me happy and what I wanted in life. And, the crazy thing was, like, we ended up winning this contest, to go to Nashville in August for the Rock and Pod convention. And something that I've always wanted to do, it was come to Nashville. And yes, for Nashville and Music City, but something else too was we had made amazing friends here in Nashville over the years through doing this show. And two of the biggest friends we made was Coco and Wee Wee, who used to do a show on our network. And the first time we talked to them was over 5 years ago. And I you know, it's funny, I say this all the time, like I remember the first time, especially Coco came on, like there was just this instant connection between me and her. And I remember, and I don't know if even if I told you this, but I remember like the first night she came on the show, like I remember sitting there in my chair after the show, kind of like, what the fuck just happened? Like it was just so weird to me. Like it just like, it said so much to me. Like there was just this connection between me and her that was like, I've never felt before. It was so weird. And from that day on, like we formed a amazing friendship and bond over the years. And it was never nothing that crossed the line or nothing, but we kind of knew there was something there.
Right.
And then,
just a feeling.
Just a feeling. And then as, you know, time went on over the years, you know, it's still, we never crossed the line or nothing was ever out of line. But once we won the contest that, you know, I said, hey, I'm coming to Nashville, and we started talking a lot and more, and this connection started to grow, and came to Nashville, and again, nothing ever crossed the line, and then came to Nashville, and it literally was, you know, and I say to her, when she opened the door to her apartment, like my life changed, and her life changed, like everything was just completely different from then on out, and we realized, you know, this was real, and this was true, and this was it. And I decided at that point, like we both decided, like this was meant to be, and we're going to make this happen, and let's move forward. And at that point, I decided it was time for me to end my marriage totally and truly, and move on with my life and find happiness. And so that's what I did. Like, so I, you know, the next few months was me coming back and forth to Nashville every week, and you know, working on ourselves here and putting things in place, and we did that.
Right.
Moved in together, and I've been living with Coco, and we finally with Coco and her daughter, and we finally 6 weeks ago we finally moved into our own house. We got a house now outside of Nashville, right outside of Nashville, and putting our lives together, you know, as a family and as a couple. And my divorce, which was something that was really ugly and nasty for a long time of this 8 months. A couple months ago, you know, it really kind of turned around, and not that we're really on speaking terms, but, you know, through the whole legal process and everything like that, you know, it's finally starting to come to a close, which I'm thankful for. And, you know, I found out, and I've heard too, that, my ex Jess, she's now in a relationship with somebody, which I truly am very, and this is no bullshit. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people say this, but this truly is no bullshit. And, you know, people that know me, and when I say this, I mean this, like, I swear on my parents' grave, like, and I said this to her, when I ended this with her, I wanted her to go and find happiness with somebody, and I hope she truly has, because she's in a relationship now, and I hope it's something nice and real, and is truly bringing her happiness, because as I said many times to her, you know, through that time as we were ending, you know, you deserve happiness as well, and I'm not the one to bring you that happiness. You know, you need somebody that's going to be truly happy with you and bring you happiness, and I know I'm not the one that's doing it for you. So you know, again, I hope she truly is happy with her relationship and what's going on in her life now. And yeah, you know, I know I am never truly been happier in my life. I've never experienced anything having the 8 months that have passed, and I've never truly felt love like this. I mean, it's love that it's you know, it's like what movies are made of, the books are made of. It's truly amazing, and I'm every day, like I and I'll say this too, like I pray again now, which I haven't prayed in 30 freaking years or 40 years since grade school, but like I pray every day, and
wow.
I thank the Lord and my all my saints and angels that look out for me every day. I thank them every day for the gift of Coco and her daughter and my life now. And yeah, I truly am a different, changed person. I'm a happy person, and you know, I'm happy to be back living life again. And yeah, I'm happy to be back doing this freaking show with you. And I'm just happy to get back to some type of normality, as normal as we can be under quarantine. So yeah, like I'm gonna have a little sip of my drink right now, and cheers to all you. Cheers to like my new life, my past life, and I'm thankful for everybody, and I just love everybody. And there you go. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm sure like there was a lot of people who were spying on my social media. Like my social media was always wide open. Like I used to get hired all the time by my ex. Like, you need to like block people, and you accept everybody's friend request, and you need to like block people out and like do this and do that. And like when this stuff started going down, I had to, because so many, and it was really such childish. Like I was getting so many messages from like her longtime friends and family members that were just ripping me and bad mouthing me, and it was really childish and stuff. And then I had to lock down my social media, and I was like, this is so just stupid. And I know there was people, even probably some friends of mine, that we remained friends with her. And I even told my friends too, like, I want you to remain friends with her. Like, she needs her friends. Like, I'm moving 800 miles away. Like, she needs her friends now more than ever. So please don't feel like I want you to make a choice. Don't feel like you need to make a choice. Don't feel you need to not be her friend anymore. You know, you can still be friends with both of us. There doesn't have to be a choice here. Some did make a choice, and whatever. I respect their decisions, but I also know too some.
Let's stop you right there, okay? Because I don't respect their opinions. Okay,
no,
first of all, let me be the one to say fuck them. Okay, because here's the thing. Ragni won't come out and say it, because he's living this awesome new life with positivity and Coco smiling every day. And that's cool, man. You know how happy I am for you. But, like, fuck them snakes. That's all I have to say. Like, you were... The thing that I have so much respect for about the situation is that you were never shady about it. You went to Rock and Pod and you had this revelation. There was no like illicit affair or anything like that. You came home and you were like, I am unhappy. You were 100% honest through every step of it. I'm not happy. I don't want to live here. I think I should move. Whatever was being said, you were upfront about it. You were like, we can talk about it. I know for a fact that you tried to go to counseling. You tried to go to couples counseling. You tried to work it out so many times. You went above and beyond for not just your ex, but for everybody in your life, including a lot of these dirty ass snakes. And that's ultimately what they are, because they would come on here, people would let you promote them. They'd call in and be your best friend when they wanted to talk about whatever bullshit they wanted to talk about. And then as soon as it became a situation where, again, like you said, you never asked anybody to choose sides. You were like, you could be on both of our sides, it's fine. They chose sides because they're drama-loving cunts. That's what it is. And I hate every single one of them because of it. Because Ragni isn't a bad guy. I've known you for the better part of a decade now, and to be perfectly honest with you, even through all of your depression and all of your sadness and all of your not being happy in your marriage, I can count on one hand the amount of times that you've even said anything negative about anybody, even to the point where you would talk to me in private and be like, yo, don't bring up these things because we don't want to, piss off. Like you would reel me back in when it came to being negative and stuff. So for these people to turn their backs on you, and not just turn your backs on you, that's not what got me mad. The fact that if they just decided, you know what, I'd rather be friends with your ex and just moved on with their life, that would be cool. But the dastardly, sneaky, just slimy people that want to send nasty messages through Facebook Messenger because they're so fucking tough that they can only talk shit on the internet. The people that want to, try and corner people in grocery stores and shit. Like, I know I've said it 1,000 times, and thank God we're not censored, but straight up, fuck them. Fuck their lives. Fuck their kids. I don't know them, so they can kiss my ass. You know what I mean? Like, you can be the voice of reason. I'll be the voice of anger because it's just not fair. Ragni did nothing to those people but bring them entertainment. You know what I mean? And they're just snakes. That's all I can really say. You know what I mean? And the best thing to do as a snake is to cut their fucking head off.
and let me say this again. Like, and Nick said it. Like, there was never, and I truly mean this. And again, I swear on my parents' grave. Like. And I've been in the past, and I was a person who was not a faithful person at times, over 10 years ago in my marriage. And I paid the price for that. And I did a lot of soul searching and a lot of apologizing and trying to make things right over the years. But the situation now, it was never once like that at all.
Right.
So, I mean, that's true. And something else too, like something that was really crazy was when this whole thing was going on, it was crazy. Like I really, like I said, like I shut down my social media and I would barely post stuff. Like there was times like if I would post something, like I would either within, an hour get a text message from my ex, which I have her completely blocked from everything. Like I would get a text message from her and she'd comment on my stuff. I'm like, wow, like people, who's the spy? Like people would run right back to her, or I wouldn't hear from her, but the next morning I would get an email from her lawyer about stuff.
Right.
Threatening me. It was crazy. And I was just like, this is just insane. And so that's another reason why I really was hardly at all posting anything on social media. Until really the last month, I've really started to come back to social media. But also too, I really want to go out and thank so many of my friends and family, in this time, like so many people really have come, like I really learned, especially like you know who your true friends are, but I really learned big time who my true friends were over this situation, and family who really like all stuck by me and stuck by my decision, and especially like, I've gone through really, really tough financial times lately, over the whole move and, relocating and finding work and stuff like that. And so many of my friends helped keep me afloat, and I can never truly thank them enough. Like, wow. Like, I mean, I should go through and list them all by name. And I don't know if I do or not, but I can never thank you guys all, guys, girls, from the bottom of my heart. I fucking love you guys. Even beyond the day I die, I will forever, in eternity, love you like you never. And Nick, you as well. You've been there for me every step of the way. And I can't thank you all enough. So thank you all, truly.
And like I said this to you the other day in private, and I said it to Coco as well. But like, this is a different Bay Ragni. You know what I mean? I've known you for the better part of a decade now, and I watch these videos. I see you cooking with your new family. I see you sitting on the porch sipping wine with your new family. I see you dancing and laughing and playing family games and having thoughtful conversations and smiling. And this is shit that we never saw before, you know. Like, I remember seeing pictures of Bay Ragni going on vacations, and every picture was kind of the same, like Bay in the back, headphones in his ears, just kind of there. You know what I mean? Like, now you're part of the conversation. You're part of the family. And you can really tell the emotional toll that it took looking back. You know, if you were to scan your Facebook feed, it really would be like watching somebody go from being depressed to being happy. And a big part of that also goes to Coco. You know, we talk about you and we talk about how you didn't do anything illicit, but that also plays into her. You know, she has morals. She has values. She had her own set of rules when it came to your relationship and how it was going to progress. There was nothing dastardly. There was nothing illicit about this relationship. You know what I mean? It sparked from an actual friendship, and then it went to where it went after you were 100% clear. You know what I mean? Like, and that's important. It's so important because there's people out there that will spin a narrative their way. They'll tell lies to make you feel sorry for them. And I'm not saying anybody specifically, but there's just people out there that say what they think you want to hear. But the truth is, man, in my opinion, you guys did it the right way. You never stepped out of line. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to go a long way when it comes to the long-term viability of your relationship, because it didn't come from a bad place. It came from a place of friendship and love.
Yeah, it truly did. It's you know, I can never be more thankful for the more perfect person in life that who I truly know I'm meant to be with, and she feels the same way. And it's been just an amazing situation.
Right. Absolutely, man.
And people are going to be singing. There's going to be, we have a lot of stuff people might not know enough or a lot about her, but I mean, she's somebody who's a singer-songwriter. She's done stand-up comedy writing, just writing, and reality TV stuff she's worked on, and all types of other crazy things. So like, we have a bunch of stuff under our hat too that we're working on. So, but you can, if you want to go on Instagram, we have an Instagram page. It's Coco Bay Winning. So give us a follow, check us out, because we're going to be doing a lot of goofy videos, funny videos, cooking videos, eating videos. There's going to be a lot of lovey, mushy stuff too that might make people sick. But there's going to be a lot of fun stuff too. So just give us a follow. Check us out. There's going to be a lot of fun coming everybody's way. So just stay tuned to Coco Bay Winning, Totally Driven Entertainment, The Basic Show, Rock and Ragni. There's just so much so much content's going to be coming out. So just be prepared.
And the YouTube page is still up as well. There's going to be content. There's going to be videos. You'll be able to catch replays of the show. Hopefully, once we get our video started, you'll be able to catch, video replays and everything up there. So, absolutely. And, the one thing I really like about Coco is, like, she's not up your ass. You know what I mean? Like, you're free to make your own decisions. Your success and her success are both individual and as a couple. You know what I mean? Like, there's no hatred on, like, well, you have a podcast and I don't. You know what I mean? Like, there's just none of that. Like, it's just all of it is good. All of it is content. All of it is positive. And that's something that you struggled with in the past. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine that you'll never have to worry about a guest being too friendly to you. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember how depressed you used to get because, we would be going off the air and you'd send me a message like, fuck, I'm going to get shit for this tonight. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? And I don't imagine that that's the case here because she understands, she gets it, she's in it, you know what I mean? And she's in it with you, and that's a huge difference.
Yeah, it truly is. It truly is. And, I can't wait to really get this ball rolling, and, I just can't wait for the start. Like, people don't know the things that they're in store for.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be some of the old stuff. We're not forgetting about the stuff that sort of we put out there that made us popular. We're going to have to find new and inventive ways to do it, but we got you, right? I mean,
absolutely.
We'll probably still end up talking about boring ass Doctor Who with Jimmy once in a while, Yeah.
You know what? And he's somebody who truly. He's another one who's been, he's had my back. He's helped me out, with situations. So and Janetti, I cannot thank you enough. I truly love you so much, man. All these people. He's one of the ones that really has had my back big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
So,
and you reconnected with Moondog. That's good to hear.
Yeah. We haven't talked a lot, but, we here and there we'll send like little messages and stuff, but, we had a little quick conversation once we reconnected, and it was really good. And, the one thing, like, if I was back in the Philly area, I know if this, quarantine thing wasn't going on, like, we definitely would have been together, getting drunk,
right,
moving somewhere for sure.
Oh man. So that brings to the second part of this whole thing is Nashville. I mean, you are no longer Delco driven.
Yeah, right. So that's a whole weird thing too, because seriously, how many times in interviews over the 8 years where we've interviewed somebody where they did a move to New York or LA or to Nashville, or
right,
they went somewhere to like London or somewhere to follow their dreams and do this entertainment thing and take that leap. And I said I said every time, as a matter of fact, I could never do that. There's no way. I could never leave Philly. I could never leave Delco. I could never do that. And like, I didn't blink an eye or think twice about it. I was just like, yep. There was like, not to get mushy and sappy, but like, I knew from the first weekend I was here, like when I had to leave here after that first weekend, and do that 12-hour drive home,
right,
I cried like a fucking baby. Like, I was so upset, like, leaving her. Like, and that's where I knew, like, oh my God, like, this was, wow. Like, and the original plan was for me to come back, like, in 2 weeks. I was back 4 days later. Like, I couldn't wait to get the fuck back here. And yeah, and then I just came back, like, every, like, 4 or 5 days. I was back for another 3-4 days. And, yeah, and then it was just like, yeah, you need to just come here and not go home. And yeah. And it's weird because like when I first got here, like, trying to find work was really hard. And, so I was driving Lyft for like 3-4 months. And another person who I really need to praise on this is, in Coco's family. Her sister,
right.
Who was, it's funny because, we would joke a lot, like early on, like we need to send thank you cards out to certain people. And it was like, we need to send a thank you card to VH1 because if her sister wasn't on Dating Naked, this whole thing never would have happened. But like her sister Wee Wee, who, which she's got a book out there. Let's give her a couple shout outs. She's got a book out there, which we talked to her last year about, Fuck Them All, Big and Small, which is doing tremendously. You can get the book. It's available through like Amazon and Target and all types of outlets. Just Fuck Them All, Big and Small. Check her out. And she's got a podcast too that she's doing. She's on a network called Believe. And her podcast is, New Yorker in Nashville. So, give her a check out, man. She's putting out some good stuff each week. But Wee Wee and, Coco's mom and dad are here, and especially her dad. Like, her dad has really become like my dad now. Like, I truly love and respect him so much, and like he was and he didn't have to do, like, he did not have to do this. Like, when I first got here to town, like I would deliver DoorDash, and he would come with me, and he would be the one to get out of the car and get the food and go make the delivery, and I was just driving, and he wouldn't take a dime from me. He would just give me all the money. And he just wanted to come, and we like formed such a bond and relationship over those. We did it for like 2 months together, and we've done it like here and there occasionally. But such a relationship, and like we text and message every freaking day, and we talk, and I love that man like my own father. He truly has been in all this a not a godsend, but like an inspiration, a vision of light. You know what I mean? He's been just so, I've been able to talk to him about anything and everything in my life, and he's just been there and you know, supported me, and he's so happy that me and his daughter are together, and he's welcomed me into his family. Like, it's just been amazing, and I love that man endlessly. And another one, he's on my prayer list every day, and I thank my God and the saints and angels every day for that man in my life.
It's funny, back before you and Moondog reconnected, and he used to ask me from time to time, you know, how's Bay doing? How's he doing in Nashville? How, you know, what's going on? And I would tell him all the time, like, I don't know, man. I think he's got a new best friend. Like, like every time I see him post something online, I see I'm probably going to butcher their name, but Frank Puccini, is that Porcini? Porcelli, okay. The other one's a mushroom, right? Got it. Okay, Porcelli. And I would tell him all the time, like, he comments on every single one. He's always, and it's always something uplifting. It's always like, you can do it, Bay, or like, come on, man, let's keep going. And I'm just like, wow, they spend so much time together, and they really just seem to have really connected. I was like, I'm almost jealous, like, the fact that they spend so much time together. And I was like, it's amazing how that they've so quickly become a family. And he was like, oh, wow, that's crazy, you know? And I was like, yeah, like, you don't hear about stuff like that too much, because it could have very easily been like, well, why is this guy coming in messing with my daughter? But it was completely the opposite. And it's amazing. Like, and he's been, like, in your corner the whole time. And you've really, as you've embraced sort of the Nashville culture, I remember, like, pictures and videos of you going to a honky tonk, and then the Nashville restaurant review, and you're checking out places. In every situation, you can count on Wee Wee, Coco, Frank, all these people tagging in and being like, oh, it was great. Oh, we went there too, and it was awesome. They're so supportive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, I can't point to another time in the last 10 years where I saw that, where Bay had, like, back. You know what I mean? Like, and it's amazing, and it's a testament to your happiness.
Yeah, I mean, there has been certain family members of mine that without a doubt, always have my back, and certain friends.
Absolutely, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, but there's been definitely, I mean, and me and Coco and Wee Wee and her father Frank, we've talked about this, especially a lot in the beginning, how, you know, how I kind of just came in and everything was just so natural and just so meant to be. It was just really weird how we all truly, you know, where the connection was just not just me and Coco, but it was all of us, like the whole family. And even, you know, Wee Wee's husband, Steve, who's an amazing musical artist, a singer-songwriter. He's got a clothing brand called Bombers and Screams. He's got a podcast as well, the Bombcast. And their mom, Rose. I mean, everybody truly has been so amazing to me. And that was I think a big thing too, to really help with everything. Like, I mean, you have this Italian family from Brooklyn, and you got me, the Italian from Philly, which is here in Nashville. I think if we were not all Italian, it definitely would be different. I think the Italian and all of us, and just our love and passion and love for food brings us all together.
Well, okay, and that's a great segue into a sort of similar but new topic, but Bay Ragni has really changed when it comes to food. Like, you used to be the guy that wouldn't try sushi. You used to be the guy that would laugh at vegan jokes when I made them. And now, like, Bay loves sushi. Bay has had more than his fair share of vegan food. And it's not like I don't see you still eating pizza or that you don't make cookies and cakes and stuff like that. But they've also taught you to have a different relationship with food. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's funny? Yeah, like, dude, let me just start with this. I eat fucking Brussels sprouts now, and I can't get enough of them. Coco and Wee Wee, both amazing cooks. And their father Frank, amazing cook. But like Coco she's cooked so many different things for me, and it's been a lot more veggie based or organic based, or at times vegan based. And her sister Wee Wee, especially like if we go over there for dinner or holiday or something, a lot of her stuff, she does a lot of vegan stuff. She does amazing vegan cookies and cakes, and it's all amazing. And like my whole eating and drinking things have changed. Like off the bat, like I have not had a single drop of soda or energy drinks in 8 months. Like since I started coming here, like
Wow.
she like that was like something I had to promise her. Like something like I'm going to be 50 3 weeks from today. I'm 50 years old, and that was something like we really seriously talked about. Like I've had health issues in the past, and you really need to be as healthy as possible. You need to cut this out and cut that out, and we want to be together as long as humanly possible here on Earth. So making these changes, like my eating habits have changed so much. Like I eat such small meals now, and I get full so fast. And like, like the big thing I've been eating a lot of lately is spinach. Like she'll cook up spinach like in a pan with some olive oil and garlic, and it's, oh my god, it's so fucking amazing. And yeah, like I'm all about like eating vegetables and stuff now, and I was starting to eat vegetables in the past, but I eat more vegetables than anything anymore. And I still eat like my proteins and stuff, but not like before. I barely eat any bread at all. Very rarely do I eat bread anymore. I've had even a piece of sliced bread since I've been here.
Oh wow.
Or very rare do I have like bread on a roll or something like that.
Right.
Where before, like when it's funny because if we're sitting and eating dinner, or if we go out to a restaurant and all, like I'll say to her, like I said the other day, she had me try which I never had before, was bagels and lox, and it was like an onion squeeze with lox. I never had it before, and I think it might have been the first bagel I've had since I've been here. And it was we videoed it for a taste test, but it was really freaking good. And I never would have had that. Not that that's the healthiest thing, but I never even gave that a thought. And and instantly, like you said about sushi, like how many times over the years did you try to talk to me about sushi? And I was like, nope, not having it, not doing it, nope, it. And the second time I came here to Nashville, her and her daughter took me to their favorite sushi place and had me try sushi, and I have been obsessed with sushi now. Like, I just said to her the other night, I'm like, I'm fucking dying to go get some sushi. Like, I want sushi. And we can't get it now because of this whole freaking quarantine.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, my look is so different now. And I mainly drink. I drink water all day long. And then at night, I'll drink wine. I drink wine at night, water all day. Or, like, I'll have, like, right now, it's in the middle of the afternoon, but I'm having, like, a vodka and orange juice right now. Like, quarantine cocktails we're doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
now, let me ask you this: do you think it has anything to do with, and I don't know how personal you want to go into the past and stuff, so please just stop me if I go too far. But like, do you think it has to do with like involving you in the process? You know what I mean? Like you now, you get to decide what you eat together. You get to decide what you go shopping for together. In the past, it was a lot of Bay goes to work and works his ass off, and then comes home, and it's just whatever was you were fortunate enough to get fed. Like whether if it was shit food, it was shit food. If it was good food, it was good food. If it was good food but super unhealthy for you, that's just what you had to eat. You didn't really seem to get a say in it. You know what I mean? And now it seems like it's almost, it really is like you're a team. You know what I mean? Like you're not doing things just without each other into consideration. Like everything that you do brings, like you tell me all the time, I'm going to talk to Coco. I'm going to talk to this person. I'm going to talk to that person. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more communication. There's a lot more sort of mutual understanding and respect. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like before, I mean, there was literally, I mean, on average I'll say 3-4 nights a week of ordering out food. So, I mean, we were not ordering out the best food, healthy food. And it was, like, I would order, especially then, it was like, I would always like look at a menu and want to get the biggest bang for my buck and the most food I can humanly possibly get and eat it all. Where now, like even like with desserts and cakes and stuff like that, I take a bite of something and then I put it away. Like I'm good. Like a dessert, I'll take a bite of a piece of cake, literally a freaking bite, and I'll put it away and I'm good, just to get a little taste, and that's it.
Right.
Where before I would eat the whole fucking cake. Or I would just eat it all. Or if we were like something else which I'm really dying for and I haven't had since I've been here because I'm in Nashville and I'm sure they don't have good ones here. Cheese. You know, I was at a point where I would eat 2 cheesesteaks. If possible, I probably could eat 3 cheesesteaks if I really wanted to force myself. Like, so I mean, the rolls alone, all that bread and carbs and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I mean, everything is just so different now, and we barely order out anymore. I mean, before the quarantine, me and Coco were going out maybe one night a week for like a little dinner just to get out and treat ourselves. So I mean, it's totally different now. And we do I mean, she's an amazing cook and cooks so many different healthy things. And like a lot of times, like I tell her like just run with it. Do what you're thinking. Cook it. Like I don't care. Just cook it and let me try it. And there's really been like all these different, vegetable or vegan dishes or crazy dishes she cooks, and I never ever would have even thought of or tried. And now, like I do it and I fucking love it. And I'm just like blown away by it.
No, I'm not saying that I'm to the point where you are, but I understand what you're saying, because I even found myself a couple weeks ago I messaging Wee Wee and saying, hey, we just tried this vegan place. It was awesome. You know what I mean? But like, I think though that it goes towards, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, you know what I mean? So it's going to get redundant, but it's about happiness. I think that like when you were in Pennsylvania, you found happiness or at least a kind of happiness or comfort in, like you said, 2 cheesesteaks or a pizza or a tomato pie or cannoli dip or something like that. But now you're not looking for that happiness outside. You have it on the inside. You have it in bed next to you. You have it in your house. You have it in your family and in your community. And that is, like, most people say that, and I laugh at them because I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're fake positivity bullshit. I don't want to hear that. But, like, I see it. You know what I mean? Like, I see the positivity. I see the happiness. And you can definitely tell that there's a connection. You don't need the biggest bang for your buck, because you're also happy with the people that are around you. You're happy with the conversation you're having. You know what I mean? And that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like, one thing that I was super impressed by, like, you guys did a cake decorating contest the other day. Like, where everybody took their cakes and they decorated it all and you put it all up for everybody. And I was just like, Imagine how fun that was for him. You know what I mean? Like they're all sitting around, you know what I mean? Like using the different colors and laughing and just having a good time like a family. And that warmth is desperately what you needed.
Yeah. It was something that sadly just never happened before. And, through this whole experience that's going on in the last 8 months, something I truly learned and, like you said, like I was turning to food for comfort. And I truly was, like, I really learned that. Like I was turning to either, food for happiness or comfort or even materialistic things like buying collectibles and just spending so much money on stupid things in the search for happiness. And I really learned in all this, like none of that food, not one bite of food or one materialistic item ever truly brought me happiness. Never one.
Right. And you're not now saying don't be happy with food, don't be happy with collectibles. You're saying that let it be part of your happiness, not let it be all of your happiness.
Yeah. Don't search for your happiness in that. Let that be more of a celebration of the happiness you're experiencing in your life, than trying to turn to that for your happiness.
Right.
Is I guess the way to look at it. It's what I was trying to do. Like I was turning to food or turning to alcohol or turning to materialistic things to try to find happiness to make up where in parts of life where I wasn't happy. And another thing to touch on too, like you said, like now, like I can truly, I can talk to my partner. I can talk to Coco, about anything and everything that's on my mind, and I don't have to even think for a second on how to say it or censor what I'm going to say.
Right.
Because the other person is going to be offended. Like, I can just talk. I can be myself now. In every aspect of my life, like, Bay Ragni is now Bay Ragni. Like, I can really be myself.
Right.
And not have to worry about any repercussions or nothing. I can just let it go and let it fly and be me. And we can sit and talk for hours. And I've had the most amazing conversations in the last 8 months. And it feels so good to be able to have those conversations with your other half, where they don't turn into arguments or you know what I mean? Like, or resentfulness or bad feelings or stuff like that. Like, we can sit there and have these conversations and then say at the end of the conversation, that was an amazing fucking conversation.
Right. And there's still going to be doubters out there. There's still going to be haters and snakes, but like, I challenge them. I challenge them to go back onto your feed, to look at your videos, to look at your pictures. And find me a video from 5 years ago that has Bay in the kitchen dancing and singing along. Okay? Find one. That's all I'm saying. Prove me wrong. You know what I mean? Because I can show you 4 or 5 of them from this month. You know what I mean? Like,
I can show you 4 or 5 from this week that have not been aired yet.
You know what I mean? You can see it. And that's all I'm saying. Like, the people out there that they don't want to believe it, or they want to just paint you in this sort of like villain role. And like, it's bullshit. It really truly is. Like, from day one, I've always said to you, I can't believe that anybody would believe that. Anybody that got to know you, how could they believe that you were this, like, dastardly, vile person? You know what I mean? Like, you're probably the least abusive person I've ever met in my life. You know what I mean? Like, you're friendly, you're positive. Even dudes that I know you don't like, we've been able to talk about and not be, like, super negative about. You know what I mean? Like, and it just gets better and better and better, like, the more your life is going on now. And it's just whatever, man. Like, the haters are gonna hate, but you're just, like you said earlier, you're just gonna make shit happen. And they can sit there and watch, and they can sit there and judge, and they can sit there with their fucking pouty snake faces. But at the end of the day, Bay Ragni is winning. Bay Ragni is happy, and if they can't be happy for you, then oh well. Then they can sit on the sidelines. They can sit in the grass with the other snakes.
There you go. I like it. There you go. Here's something. I want to throw something out there that's really going to be funny, and we have the video footage of this, and it'll be released at some point. Going back to like the whole different eating and the healthier lifestyle and stuff like that we do. Like so like me and Coco, we go for walks now on a daily basis. We do yoga together. And now she's got me, and there's the video proof of this, and it will be released to the public at some point. So something that she, and now she has me doing. I can't wait. You're gonna fucking pee yourself, Nick. So she rubs down my chest and my back with Vicks Vapor Rub, and wraps me in Saran Wrap.
Really?
Yeah, and then we go out and we'll walk and we'll exercise.
Oh wow! So it like opens up your lungs and gets it all in there. Is that the principle there?
It makes you fucking sweat your ass off too.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it makes you sweat, and it kind of like supposedly like tightens up your skin. And
okay.
I mean, according to her, like I've only done it a few times this week. Like just started. Like she's like swears like the skin on my like fucking chest and my stomach and all has all been tightening up. She's just like. She's like, what the fuck? It's supposed to take 2 weeks. It's taking you fucking 3 days.
That's girl magic. Like girls know that shit. Like that, there's no disrespect intended here, but that is straight up girl magic. Like they just know things. Like prime example of girl magic. You know how they do that thing with their hair and the towel when they get out of the shower? That's girl magic. I can't figure that shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And that's what this is. It's like they just know. Like, and again, it goes to the difference between like knowing and showing. You know what I mean? Like, they took you to sushi and they were like, "Oh, you don't like sushi? Try this." And then you text me and you're like, "Dude, I can't believe I had sushi. It was awesome." And I'm like,
Dude.
"This mother, like, I can't tell. Years I tried to convince you." You know?
All right. So here's the deal. Like, if you're still going to end up coming to Nashville in June, if this whole corona,
I sure hope so.
I hope so too. So if this is true, we're going to bring you, dude. We found this place, and we found it purely by accident. Like, so where we moved to, we're actually like 40 minutes away from her daughter's father. So we meet in halfway point now for the pickup and drop off of her daughter. So we were meeting we meet at this Target shopping center, and we were going there. We were early, and we were both like, "All right, well, let's hit some place for dinner." And we had just moved to the area, and it was like one of the first weeks we were here, and we didn't know really none of these places. And in the Target shopping center, there was this Asian cuisine place, and she's like, "Let's try there." And I was like, "Ooh!" Like I was like, "Oh my God, this is not going to be fucking good at all." And the place is called Fulin's, Fulins, and it was the most amazing. I can't stress enough, the most amazing fucking Chinese food I ever had in my life. We got the poo poo platter, and it came out and had the little burner on it, like it was on fire, and usually you get the ribs from a Chinese restaurant, they're like the little tiny things with like barely any meat on it.
Yeah.
These things were fucking huge with a ton of meat on it and a really nice sauce, and everything was just like we were just blown away. And then I got a couple different things of sushi, and it was like huge fat fucking rolls of sushi, and it was so, oh my God, dude, like blown away. So if you come here, we're going there, dude, and we're going to fucking eat some good sushi. And they do. We got to go there during happy hour. A lot of places. That's another thing here about Nashville that I truly love. A lot of the places here for happy hour, they do 2-for-1 fucking drinks. So you go to happy hour in these places, you're getting a buy one get one. It's a no fucking lose situation.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we go there for fucking happy hour and get a bunch of sushi, and like kings, we will fucking live, my friend, like kings.
Now, Becca already has a list of like places in Nashville she wants to visit and go and stuff like that. So I definitely hope we still make it. Really, the only thing that's standing in the way is the current climate. You know what I mean? Like the whole coronavirus thing is the only thing that would prevent that. And unfortunately, even right now, even in April and May, like we just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so let's get into this whole coronavirus thing. Like, So like, I mean, we're in the thick of it right now. You know, we're taping this right now. It's April 4th, but it's crazy how in 4 weeks' time, our country has changed so much.
It is, and I have to ask, going into this, like, how thankful are you that this hit right after you moved and that you're not quarantined at home in the old place?
You know, I said that to her 2 weeks ago. I said, can you imagine if this happened last month before we moved in here and we were stuck? There was 4 of us. It was me, her daughter, and my daughter living in a 1-bedroom apartment for 5 months almost. And, yeah, like that would have, it would have destroyed us. We definitely probably would have imploded because it was getting to be like, we were literally in a 2-room apartment, 4 people. So it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it just so happened that, like, that all worked out right before this, and you got that breathing room, and you got that, you know what I mean? Like you going back to what you said about thanking your saints and your angels and stuff, like, somebody saw it coming, you know what I mean, and
Absolutely.
gave you that break.
Absolutely. You know, it's crazy how things work out. I mean, things, you know, no matter how crazy things get in people's lives, like, it truly does find a way of working out at some point. You know, sometimes you have to go through a lot of hell and BS, but it'll truly find its way to work out the way it's supposed to. You just gotta truly remain positive through the whole thing, and you know, it'll work out. But yeah, like this whole thing going on right now, you know, I know I definitely didn't think it was going to get like this here. But over the last week especially, I mean, you can just, by the stuff you hear and the stuff you read, you can just hear and understand how this thing is spreading like wildfire out of control.
No, I remember messaging you weeks and weeks ago and being like, yo, are you going to the store? Are you stocking up? And you're like, not yet. We got time. Like, things aren't that bad. And then, like, all of a sudden it turned a corner.
Yeah, you know, and actually I've still been, like, every few days I'll run out to the store. Like yesterday, I actually had to run to the Notary Public and get like my divorce paper stuff situated and done. But like that was literally around the corner from my house, and I ran over there and I got it all taken care of, and it was just like 2 people in there. And then I'm right back home. And we've gone, like, either I've run to the supermarket or me and Coco ran last week to Walmart. And the Walmart was packed, and like we couldn't believe how packed it was, and people with all their kids, and like 3, 4, 5 kids at a time. It was like, and they're all up on top of each other. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, get the fuck away from me! Like, stay away. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
It's such a weird vibe going on because I don't know if you've been out to the supermarkets, but like nobody is saying anything. Like people are just like kind of walking almost with their heads down, just trying to avoid and not make eye contact, and there's just a whole freaking thing going on right now, and just people are just really freaked out and scared, and you know, because no matter how much you see the president or all these medical officials on, you know, your TV every day and these press conferences and shit, they still truly don't know what the hell's going on. You can't tell me they do.
Right, absolutely. And there's just so much alternating information, and there's so much to be afraid of right now too. You know what I mean? And it's tough. It's because you really don't 100% know like what's going to happen. And I think that that's the key, anyways. That even when you hear these people, like, they don't even know. They're like, it could be coming. It could be, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just amazing. But it's affecting the world. It's affecting Nashville. It's affecting Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't even talked about the Cocoa Bay homeland of Italy. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing what's been going on. It's truly a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah, you know, I mean, literally, well, first off, I mean, this is history going on right now. Like, what we're living through is history. And, you know, it's like, speaking of Italy, like, you know, Italy's like the hardest hit country right now. And one of our past guests on TDR Rocks, drummer John Mancuso, who's an amazing drummer from New York, an Italian dude, who lives in Italy now with his wife and kids and stuff like that. And you know, he puts updates up a couple of times a day, what's going on, and
Right.
using his outlook on things coming from Italy. And it really, I mean, me personally, like reading his like begging and pleading of people here in the States to stay in, it really changed my thinking on things. It really made it more realistic to me. It's really a scary situation, and you know, I still have like I said, you know, I still run out to the supermarket and stuff, and I literally just said before we started taping it to Coco, like, you know, so we need a few things. I'm like, I just got the last case of water out of my car to bring in the house, and we need a couple other small little things. And I said to her, I said, I think I'm going to place an order at Walmart and just have them deliver it. Like I don't want to go to the store. And she went and she ran earlier in the week to Trader Joe's, which there's a store when I lived back in PA, I never would fucking set foot in. I went in and I said, never again will I go in Trader Joe's. Fuck Trader Joe's. And now I love that place. Like I go in there and I love it, and I love the people there, and I love everybody in there. It's like a little cult. It really is. But the people there are so nice. The workers are so nice, and I love the food in there. Like, because I'm all fucking eating all these good healthy things now. But anyway,
right.
But she went there the other day, and they were only allowing 2 people in at a time to do their shopping, and they had the line was wrapped around the building, and they had everybody 6 feet apart from each other. And it took her almost 2 hours to get in and do her shopping.
You start to see that more and more. We were just somewhere the other day where they had it written on the sidewalk in chalk, stand here, and they were all 6-7 feet apart from each other, and you just sort of have to respect those new boundaries, and it's crazy. I'm with you on the ordering and just having it delivered, or even just pulling up and letting them load in your car. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just not worth the risk right now. And I feel so bad for your friend that's in Italy too, man, because they're suffering. Like, if people don't understand how small Italy is as a whole entire country compared to the United States. So when you hear like 125,000 cases or like 15,000 deaths, it doesn't seem like that's a whole lot. But when you think about that, like, Italy is like the East Coast of the United States. You know what I mean? Like the rest of it doesn't even count. You know what I mean? Like, so like that is a lot for a small country. It's a tremendous amount. And one thing I will say on the positive side, and I'm also going to attribute this to you and Coco and Wee Wee, is trying to at least think of one positive thing, is like they've come together in a lot of ways as a people. I love seeing the videos of like people out on their balconies singing and playing music and trying to help each other out. What's that?
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Yeah. Like
we're so used to people being mean to each other that it's amazing to see people being nice and thoughtful.
Yeah, there was one video I saw where people, like, they were out on their balconies and stuff, and they were doing Black Sabbath, War Pigs, and I was like, this is truly freaking amazing. But it goes to show you too, not only I guess the power of people, but the power of music, more importantly.
Right. Finding that common bond and just having that experience. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I like this. Now the thing I keep saying this to Coco, and I've been saying it to my daughter, like, how going forward, once this thing truly does start to slow down, and this quarantine gets slowly lifted, what's going to be the new norm? How are things going to be true? Because things are going to be different now. Things are going to be very, very different. Like, how's it going to be like for crowds and supermarkets and things like that? I mean, what's it going to be like?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and this is just a very small thing, but like, I'm done with movie theaters. I can tell you that. Like, looking at the last couple weeks and the last couple months, like, I don't miss them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't miss the rude-ass people. I don't miss spending $100 for my family of 4 to go see a shitty movie. I don't miss overpriced popcorn. You know what I mean? Like, I don't miss sticky floors and bed bugs in the seats. Like, I have a nice TV. I have surround sound. I'll never go back. And really, I hope that it changes the way movies come out. I hope that we get the option. I don't want to see anybody go out of business. I don't want to see anybody lose their livelihood. But, like, I would love to see an option of, like, okay, you don't want to go to the movies, pay $50 and you can watch, you know, Endgame at home with your family, and they still make that money. But, like, I hope it changes a lot, man, honestly. But I think that in order for that to happen, and I don't want to be the super negative person, like, it's still got to get worse before it gets better, because there's still so many stupid people out there that are just like, well, it's basically the flu, or, you know what I mean? Like, more people die from gunshots. Like, well, we don't want that to happen either, jackass. You know what I mean? Like I think that in order for it to affect a real positive change, it's going to have to hit people. It's going to really have to be like, shit, this has to change, if that makes any sort of sense.
No, it truly does. And I definitely, without a doubt, the worst is yet to come. And I think the worst is yet to come in these next 2 to 3 weeks. It's really going to be the worst you're going to see. And I think I saw the other day there was like close to 500. It was like 460 something or 480 something deaths in New York City alone the other day. Like it's crazy what's truly going on. And it's not like it's not this thing does not discriminate. It's not always just like, you know, at first people are saying, oh, it's just the elderly or people with health conditions.
Right.
This, you're seeing celebrities now are getting it. I just saw last night or early this morning, Pink, Philly native Pink had it and is recovering from it. And she made a donation of $500,000 to Temple University Hospital for the treatment of it.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of different celebrities have had it, musical artists. And we've lost a few musical artists from it. I want to say Neil Merrill. I know that name is wrong, but the guy that wrote the song "I Love Rock and Roll" that made Joan Jett the huge star in 1980, he passed away. Currently, Christopher Cross has it. It just came out last night. He's affected by it now. The lead singer of the group Fountains of Wayne. He passed away the other day from it. He's 52 years old. I mean, so it's you know, young, old, it doesn't matter. Like, anybody can get this thing. And I was one of the people too early on. I was just saying, you know what? It's just a different form of the flu, and you know, the flu kills a lot of people each year, but this is different, man. It's a whole different type of flu, yes, and it's a lot stronger and it's a lot more vicious, and it's fucking taking. It's not just taking people down; it's taking countries down, and it's shut the world down. You know, I lost my job from it, you know, back, almost 2 weeks ago. It was crazy. Like 2 Sundays ago, they put an order out here in Nashville. The mayor said, you know, unless you're truly essential businesses, you need to shut down. And, my boss sent me a text instantly and said, business as usual tomorrow. We're still working. I'm like, okay. And I went to work that next day, and I worked, you know, back in the car business, and I was managing a detail and recon department for a car dealership, and we got through all the inventory of the cars that needed done that day. There was like a handful of cars left, and 4 o'clock I got pulled in the office and let go, and I was told, you know, we have no work, we have no cars, I have to let you go. You know, when things go back to normal and, you know, the dealership put a freeze on buying cars, because when they can start buying cars again and everything, because I can bring you back, but we can't work now. There's no work, and we can't pay you. So
it's insane. And what's crazy about that is like how, like, you struggled to find your place in Nashville, and then when you found your place, you were thriving. You know what I mean? Like, they came to you, they were offering you promotions, they were telling you how much of a good job you were doing, and then it just turned. And again, it wasn't, you know, through no fault of your own. It was just this fucking virus. You know what I mean? Like, it's changing everything.
Yeah. It's changing things. Like, I mean, nobody's seen anything like this in our lifetime. Nobody has experienced or seen anything like this. You know, and you gotta be safe. And, like yesterday, Coco ran out to go, she ran to go see her mom and take her mom to the store, and her mom needed a few things. And, for the first time she actually, well, no, I shouldn't say that, because she didn't, for the first time she wore a mask yesterday when she went out. But, she had been, like, when we were going out, if we ran to Walmart a couple of times, she wore gloves, but she didn't wear a mask. But,
right.
Yeah, but I mean, she came back yesterday, she had mask and gloves on. So.
Oh, man. And that's just it. Like, now they're saying that the CDC recommendation is that you wear masks every time you're in public. You know what I mean? Like this, and they don't want people in public just, you know, hanging out or casually shopping. They're like, get your shit and go home.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Oh, man.
Matter of fact, as soon as we're done, I'm going to try to place an order and see if I can maybe pick it up tonight. If not, you know, tomorrow.
Right.
Walmart. Now I know you're truly not you're not a big drinker, but during this craziness, have you been drinking more? Or?
Well, we don't have another like 5 hours to get into all of my problems, but to be quick about it, the other day, for the first time since all of this started, I bought a bottle of Jameson's triple distilled, like the really. I shouldn't use smooth when I talk about Jameson's Irish whiskey because there's nothing really smooth about it. But I do like it with just a little bit of ice. You know, that's just my preferred way of drinking most alcohol.
Sure.
I've only had 3 sips, and that's all been while we've been on the phone. But mostly it's because I started a new pain regimen for my hips and stuff, and it's a hardcore narcotic, and you're not supposed to mix alcohol and opioids and narcotics and stuff like that. So I really try not to. I know there's people out there that'll be like, you know, you're a pussy. I take Percocet and drink 15 beers a day, but like, I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? Like, I know too many people that have died. I know too many people that have overdosed. So I haven't really been, indulging in that much. I haven't, since I got out of the hospital in January, I haven't even really, fucked with like even weed or anything like that, which used to be sort of my go-to intoxication. Like, I think it all in all, since January, since I was in the hospital, I've had 3 joints. So, which is pretty crazy because at one point it was like 10 a day.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man.
At one point, let me just tell you, it was so bad that sometimes I would be carrying in the groceries and I'd look around and I'd be like, yo, what smells like weed? And then I'd be like, oh shit, that's my sweat. Like, it's very different now. It's, you know what I mean? But a lot of that just has to do with the medication that I'm on and not wanting to, you know, take a risk or whatever. And also, to be perfectly honest with you, the medication is really strong, and like, I couldn't even imagine trying to be drunk on it.
Well, let me. I don't know if you can get this hit over in Phoenix, but there's a. I think as a matter of fact, we just did the last that we had of the bottle. We just did a shot earlier before we started taping. I think it's called Old. Let me see if I can find it online real quick. Old Tennessee whiskey, Old Tennessee moonshine. Maybe?
I'm pretty sure I've had it.
Old Smoky Distillery, and
yeah.
I'm gonna give them a Facebook like right now. Yeah, so look for either Old Smoky Moonshine or Old Smoky Whiskey in your local liquor store. Old Smoky, Tennessee. Ew.
Is this the one with it's like the mason jars and you can get it with like the cherries in it or the peaches in it? Yeah.
Okay, so they have that, and then they have like a whiskey.
Ooh.
We had the first couple times I got was they have salted caramel, which is fucking amazing. And then they have peanut butter cup, which is, dude, it's like drinking a Reese's peanut butter cup with whiskey. It's so smooth and so delicious, especially like I'll throw that shit in the freezer or the refrigerator and let it chill. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So the other day I got salted watermelon. It's like taking a huge plate of fucking watermelon. It is, I mean, it's not even like taking a full. It's so smooth. And it's like you literally can even taste the seeds of the watermelon in your mouth. It's so
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, give them a check. And they have like, the moonshines and the mason jars, but I just went on their Facebook page and they now have, it was an April Fool's joke. Hell whiskey.
No, I've had, I think the one with the peaches, the one with the cherries. I had one that was called like Blue Flame Moonshine. It was Old Smoky, Tennessee or something like that. Like, so I've had a couple of them, not any of the whiskeys though, just the ones in like the mason jar. One that was like apple pie, that was really good. Kate really likes them.
Yeah, I've tried like the apple pie, and they have a butter pecan and a blackberry and I think they have like a coffee one. Like I've grabbed like the little shot ones at the liquor store just to try the different flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so fucking good. They're so fucking good.
That's awesome. But at the same time, you've also been getting into like a lot of wines and stuff, right?
Yeah, like any and all wine anymore. Like, yeah. Okay, thank you. Pour.
Yeah, see, I can't even tell you the last time I've even had a sip of wine. Like, probably the cruise. So that was like 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was mainly because that's what they served with dinner. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really my choice. It was.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's great, man. That's amazing. Like, very cool.
Yeah, so things are...
A lot of changes.
A lot of changes have gone on in 8 months in both of our lives. And which, something that we would talk about a lot is, before we went on the hiatus, that little bundle of joy that you were surprised with, little Ron. How's my little goddaughter doing?
So she is doing amazing. She is, this whole virus thing has us on edge a little bit. Me and Rebecca both take immune suppressant medications, and Ronnie's so young, and we have old people in the house too. So it is sort of, edgy, I guess, a little bit around here, but at the same time, it's just so full of joy. You know what I mean? Like, every single day, she's the first one to wake up, and she's so full of smiles and wants to play. It's hard to be down. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's, this last week, 2 things have really happened. One is that she started eating us out of house and home. Like, all of a sudden she's really into eating and meal times, and she likes a variety and stuff like that. So that's been really cool to see her go from being like a baby who just kind of drinks bottles and some rice cereal to really liking different things and different flavors and stuff. And then also I sent you the video. She's finally figured out like communication to a point. She likes to wave. That's her. So if you say hello, she'll wave to you. And if you say bye, she'll start waving at you. And she gets it. You can see it, in her eyes that she recognizes the connection. And it's really cool. It's been a long time since I've had a baby in the house. Becca's getting ready to turn 18. So you sort of forget about all that sort of magic. You know what I mean? And it's awesome. And the longer her hair gets and the more of a personality she gets, like it's just a total sort of happiness that babies bring.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love seeing them videos of her smiling and waving. It's just like, oh man. And I get blown away every time. Like, she just doesn't realize the gift that she is, that little girl.
She really doesn't. Like, and it's so funny, man. Like, if I'm coming down the stairs, it takes me a really long time to get down the stairs because of my hips and everything, but like, she can hear me coming down the stairs, and you'll hear her starting to make noise and starting to get excited. And then when I turn that corner, like, she's got this little, it's a walker, but it's the Batmobile. And you'll see her race across the floor trying to get at me with the Batmobile, and it's just, or if we're playing in the room and I'm getting ready to go upstairs and I turn the corner and she can't hear me anymore, you can hear her sort of start to whine a little bit, like she clearly doesn't want you to leave. and it's nice, you know what I mean? It brings a sense of joy into like an otherwise sort of like gloomy atmosphere.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. She truly,
It's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, she truly brightens my freaking day every time I see her. So I can only imagine what she does to that house.
And she loves to be held, and she does this thing like in the morning when I pick her up, and Kate will bring her over to the bed, and I'll be asleep, and like you can almost feel her smiling at you, you know what I mean? And I'll pick her up, and she instinctively like pats my back with her hand. Like, thanks for picking me up, old guy. You know what I mean? And just kind of like she smiles and she laughs. And she's starting to talk, like, not words, but just she babbles, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, this is like, to her, this is communication, you know what I mean? Like, and and not just that, like the joy that she brings to Rebecca too. Like the two of them will just sit on the couch. Like she'll sit her in her lap between her legs, and she'll lean back against Becca, and she'll just sit there for hours just playing. Or Becca will teach her how to hold her bottle, and she'll sort of support it for her. And the two of them will just sit there watching YouTube videos or talking or playing with one of her toys or something, and it's amazing. It's, you know what I mean? Like, she's brought a different kind of joy to everybody in the house.
Right. That's amazing.
Absolutely, man.
I
very cool.
And calms down so you guys can come out here in June. I can't wait to see you and meet her and see everybody.
Me too. It'll be so much fun, man. And Becca's super excited. She's going to be 18. She doesn't have a realistic expectation of what happens when you're 18. Like, she's like, I can do this. And I'm like, no, you have to be 21 to do that. She's like, I can do this. I'm like, no. I'm like, well, what's the difference? It's not really nothing. Like, you can go to war. Like,
yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
And you can vote. That's it. Like, that's funny.
That's funny. So, all right, well,
but like, I've never met Coco. You know what I mean? Like, we've only ever talked on the phone. I have met your daughter once before. But for the most part, it's going to be a new experience for me too.
Whole new world.
And I'm just saying, somebody else lives in Nashville too, so we're just going to throw that out there. Plus, I just found out today during this conversation that my future BFF Steve is a songwriter, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Nick Wilkinson's trying to be a songwriter, so we're going to have to get in on that. Like,
there you go. Check him out.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. I hopefully it does settle down by then. But if not, July, August, before school starts back up, hopefully by the end of summer it'll all be worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's wrap up this episode of taping, and then we can start playing in future ones. And
sounds good.
Yeah. So one thing I want to ask you too, real quick, if you want to throw together some little intros with some, we're going to go royalty free music this time. This way,
okay,
pulled or anything like that. So if you want to do some intros for the new shows, that would be amazing. And I guess we should tell everybody to go to our, let's go to all our outlets. Let's plug again all the outlets. We're on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, YouTube, and look for us on the social medias. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Totally Driven Radio, Totally Driven Entertainment. Look for us, the Totally Driven Radio network group. Look for us, like us, love us, follow us, check us out. Nick, anything you want to close with, throw out there?
All right, so let's say I want to close with some sort of positivity. Let's go. One thing that we're positive, that we're thankful for now that we're back on the air. And for me, I'm going to say that I'm thankful for you, Bay Ragni. I'm thankful for your new family. I'm thankful that we got to have this conversation, because it's been a really long time since we've been able to just sit back and talk and have that sort of quote-unquote basic conversation.
You know what?
So
yeah.
I'm thankful for it.
You know what? I am totally am too. Like I said, I'm very thankful for you and all my friends and family and their support over these last 8 months. And I'm most definitely thankful for all of our fans who have stuck by us through everything and supported us over those 7-8 years. And we'll be hopefully coming back to support us again. And, please like us, love us, follow us, share us out with your friends and family. There's going to be a ton of stuff coming on. Like we said, we have the basic show here. We got Totally Driven Celebrity interviews coming soon. We got the Rock and Ragni show coming soon. We're going to have some video stuff coming soon. Also, thankful as well for Coco and my daughters and Coco's daughter and her family, her sister Wee Wee, her father Frank, her mom Rose. Just thankful for my new life, my new family, and everybody in it. And let's do this thing, man. Let's have some fun. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and coronavirus free. Just let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's all stay totally driven, and let's just make the world a safe, healthy, happy place for everybody.
All right, guys, and with that, that's going to bring the first ever episode of The Basic Show to a close. We want to remind you guys, every time we're on the air, we want you to stay driven, stay winning, and never forget to make shit happen.